Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. In Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, we are one day away from the 2023 NFL Draft, and I hope you guys are excited because I am definitely excited. Before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to remind you once again that I will be going live for the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft tomorrow starting at 4:30 p.m. PST. So make sure you have the bell notifications on for this podcast to make sure you don't miss that fun live stream. Make sure you come on, interact with me, and let's have some fun for the first night of the NFL Draft. So Bears fans, as you guys all know, I posted my final 4-round Chicago Bears mock draft yesterday, but I was pretty disappointed with the outcome. I did the PFF mock draft simulator. I did like a live pick by pick, did some scenarios. I traded back from 17. No one was there. Darnell Wright was gone. Broderick Jones was gone, right? And overall, I was pretty disappointed. And you guys seemed to think that it was my worst mock draft to date. So today on the podcast, I wanted to come back on here and redeem myself. So today on Keek on the Mic, I am going to do a redemption Chicago Bears mock draft. And today I'm actually going to give you guys a 7-round Chicago Bears mock draft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys follow along and let me know if you guys think this mock draft is better. And just follow along with the picks. And as I'm going through the picks, let me know what you would do if you were in Ryan Poles' shoes. And I just want to also let you guys know that there's going to be no trades in today's final Chicago Bears 7-round mock draft. So here we go. With the first pick, at pick number 9, obviously I'm not trading back. And I'm going to run to the podium and select offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. He stands at 6'6", 313 pounds. I think we can all agree that Paris Johnson Jr. Is the best overall tackle in this draft. Obviously, a lot of people will say that, for example, Darnell Wright is the best right tackle in this NFL draft. But when you're just looking at the best tackle in general in this year's draft, it has to go to Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. He's big, long, athletic, can play both left and right tackle. Matt Eberflus already said that guys like Braxton Jones can play left or right. It doesn't matter. So it would be interesting to see that if we do draft Paris Johnson Jr., where they would actually put him. I anticipate that they would put him at the right side, but you never know. But like I said, this guy is big, long, athletic. He fits everything that Ryan Poles wants in his offensive lineman. This guy would be a day 1 starter for the Chicago Bears offensive line. And Paris Johnson Jr. would make this offensive line a whole lot better. So I feel like this would be a home run pick at number 9 overall for the Chicago Bears. And obviously it's a huge position of need for the Chicago Bears. So I would definitely love the addition of Paris Johnson Jr. Moving on to round 2, where the Chicago Bears have 2 second-round picks. Round 2, pick 53, I have the Chicago Bears selecting edge rusher Tuli Tuipulotu out of USC. He stands at 6'3", 266 pounds. Obviously, I had Tuli in yesterday's video as well. I mentioned that this guy could possibly be a first-round pick. So if the Bears are somehow able to get him at pick number 53, I would be absolutely ecstatic. This would be a home run pick for the Chicago Bears. This guy is extremely versatile. He can play the 3 technique all the way to the wide 9. He was very productive while at USC. He led the whole Pac-12 in sacks and also logged 22 tackles for loss, just looking at last season. So he was highly productive while playing at USC. And then when you look at his game, he has a quick first step. He attacks with urgency. And this just seems like a Matt Eberflus type of guy, a guy that fits his hits principle. Obviously, we are in desperate need, not just to build the interior defensive line, but we also need some help on the edge as well. The Chicago Bears combined as a defense only had 20 sacks. So obviously that is not good. I believe that Jaquan Brisker led the entire defense in sacks. So obviously that's not good when a strong safety is leading the defense in sacks, right? So obviously that's a huge need for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, I stuck with the trenches. And adding a guy like Tuli Polotu at USC would be big time for the Chicago Bears defense. Moved on to my second pick in round two, pick number 61. I have the Chicago Bears selecting center Luke Whippler out of Ohio State. Once again, going back to Ohio State to build the trenches on the offensive line. He stands at 6'2", 303 pounds. And obviously, we mentioned this before on the podcast. The Bears need a massive upgrade at the center position, and Whippler would be a very good choice for the Chicago Bears. He's not elite in terms of strength or power, but when you look at Whippler's game, he's extremely athletic. He's able to consistently get outside to the second level and maintain blocks in space, which I really like. And overall, I would absolutely love this pick for the Bears. He's not the best in run blocking. He's not the best at pass blocking, but I feel like he's consistent. He's above average, and I feel like he has room to grow. I feel like he'll continue to get better. I do feel like this would be an upgrade as a guy that can possibly work his way up to be a starting center for a long time for the Chicago Bears. So I would absolutely love this pick for the Bears. Moving on to round three, pick number 64, I have the Chicago Bears selecting defensive lineman Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. Benton stands at 6'3", 309 pounds. When you look at this guy, he's a high motor player that showcases true power when he plays. Once again, another thing I like about him is he's also very versatile and can play on multiple spots along the defensive line. Where he is most impressive when you turn on the tape of Benton is that against the run, he is absolutely incredible. But he has improved as a pass rusher. Last season, I believe he had 6 sacks. So he's constantly improving as a pass rusher, but he's really, really good against the run. And I think when you're looking not only at the offensive line, but the defensive line as well, Ryan Poles is looking for guys that are versatile, that can play multiple spots. This is a guy that can possibly come in and probably be a starter, but also could be a very good rotational piece early on in his NFL career. Moving on to round 4, pick 103, I have the Chicago Bears selecting cornerback Corey Trice out of Purdue. He stands at 6'3", 206 pounds. I've told you guys this before on the podcast. I can definitely see Ryan Poles selecting one more corner. I think we're possibly one corner away from completing that secondary. And there's a lot of Bears fans that may think that there's questions, right? We don't know what's going to happen to guys like Jalen Johnson. If Jalen Johnson happens to get hurt this year, they could possibly be looking for a replacement for Jalen Johnson. So a guy like Corey Trice can end up coming in being a backup at first, but may possibly be a replacement for Jalen Johnson if he doesn't come out and perform. But when you look at Trice, he is a big physical corner who is really good in press coverage. He does not allow a lot of catches and when he's in press coverage. But another thing I like about him is that he also showcases pretty good athleticism for his size. He is able to mirror receivers even when they try to take off of him, so that's really good. I think his measurables will make a guy like Matt Eberflus fall in love with him. I do know that guys like Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus love guys with good measurables. So I definitely think they have a guy like Corey Trice in their sights, especially in round 4. I think that would be good value. And I think this is a guy that can come in and learn, maybe offer good depth in terms of the cornerback position. But I think I would really like this pick for the Chicago Bears. Moving on to my next round 4 pick 133, I have the Chicago Bears selecting linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. out of Cincinnati. He stands at 5'10", 231 pounds. And Pace does have a smaller frame at 5'10", 231 pounds. But this guy is all over the field when you watch the tape. When you watch the tape, he's coming downhill, blowing up linemen, and causing havoc in the backfield, and that's where he basically thrives. This is, to me, a Matt Eberflus type of guy. He's a hits principle type of guy because what he lacks in size, he makes it with pure energy and aggression, and those are the type of guys that Matt Eberflus likes. I know a lot of people may say, well, Keek, why do we need another linebacker? This guy can not only be a good depth piece for our defense, but this guy could probably offer some very good valuable piece. This guy could also offer some assets as a special teamer as well. So I definitely would love this pick for the Chicago Bears, especially in round 4. Moving on to round 5, where we have 2 round 5 picks, starting out with pick 136. Out of Chicago Bears, going back to the trenches, selecting another defensive lineman and Kobe Turner out of Wake Forest. He stands at 6'3", 290 pounds. And Turner, to me, at the start of his career, would be a really talented rotational defender for the Bears, but could definitely turn into something more with the right coaches, with the right development, with works. Obviously, that's what we know that Ryan Poles wants to do. He wants to build through the NFL draft. I'm going to develop these young guys, guys like Kobe Turner. But when you look at Kobe Turner's game, he has a great motor. He has great determination. He has great toughness and strength. So I personally think that once he's developed a little bit more, he will be highly effective in the NFL as both a run defender and as a rotational pass rusher as well. So I definitely like what Kobe Turner has to offer. He's a little bit raw, but I think there's still room to grow for him. And I think that's okay. I think we could draft some guys that need to be developed, and Kobe Turner is definitely one of those guys. Moving on to my second round 5 pick 148. I have the Chicago Bears selecting safety Marte Mapu out of Sacramento State. Obviously, I graduated from Sacramento State, so I was really excited to see this guy still on the board when I was doing my mock draft. He stands at 6'3", 217 pounds, and obviously this guy is a big safety with position versatility. While at Sac State, obviously he started as a safety, but they also brought him down in the box as a linebacker as well. This guy is a very good tackler. He is pretty good in coverage. In the last 2 seasons, he had 6 interceptions. I can definitely see him as a replacement for a guy like DeAndre Houston Carson if the Bears don't decide to re-sign DHC. I think that he can fill that void. A guy that can offer special teams reps, but also a guy that can be solid as a rotational guy as well. Maybe bring him in pass rushing downs as well. But I definitely like the value of this guy, where we would be able to get him in round 5. And obviously, me being a Sacramento State alum, right, and actually watching this guy every Saturday helps to why I would want the Bears to take Marte Mapu out of Sacramento State. Moving on to round 7, we have 2 picks in round 7. Didn't do a lot of homework on these last 2 guys. I'm basically just saying that the Bears are going to take best player available. So I have the Bears taking offensive tackle Jake Witt out of North of Michigan. Stands at 6'7", 302 pounds. So the measurables are definitely there. And then the second pick in round 7, at 258, I have the Chicago Bears selecting edge rusher O'Shawn Mathis out of Nebraska. Just another edge rusher, 6'5", 250 pounds. And like I said, these guys were just the best players available. So that will do it for my final Chicago Bears 7th-round mock draft. And first things first, I want to hear from you guys. What grade do you give my final Chicago Bears mock draft? Was this draft better than yesterday's video? Let me know down below in the comment section. But all in all, Bears fans, the talk is over. The rumors are over. We finally get to see who the Chicago Bears will pick tomorrow night, and I am super excited, and I hope you guys are ready. And once again, I hope you guys come and join me for the live stream tomorrow night starting at 4:30 p.m. PST. I hope to see you guys all there. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and Bear now.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.